Hey everybody! So, I'm back. We're going to do a Star Wars Rogue One teaser trailer breakdown. I captured all the images. And as you may see, I'm trying out a whole new setup for some better quality. Hopefully this looks and sounds okay. I'm sure I'm going to need to tweak as I go along. So there's a whole bunch of firsts for me. Hopefully I'm in focus and all that. So we'll see how well this goes. But yeah, dude, this Star Wars trailer, right? Oh my god, it's so good. So good. So, yeah, the music though, like just that little piano version of Star Wars is so cool. But I want to go through the imagery with you guys. So let's kind of check some of this out, right? So yeah, that first image, man, just seeing like the troopers that you saw in like the Tantive 4, with like those kind of big old white helmets and stuff, that just instantly brought me right back. I mean, that is way too cool, right? And the lady being led in cuffs and everything. So, and then now we get this shot too, where they're crossing the hangar bay, and you see like a Gonk droid, and the X-wing in the background, and then off to the side over there's a little red R5 unit and all that stuff, and again, just more versions of the troopers. It looks like they might be on the Yavin base, which would make sense because that's where they should be for a lot of this. And that is so cool because as you see in some later things, I'm pretty sure, and as I'm talking about it, that is going to be the Yavin 4 base. And she looks, the lead looks very Star Wars-y. I think they've done it again. I'm not a hater on the idea that, there would be more women leads. I do hope they don't always do that. Let's not totally neglect the men. I mean, certainly, we need to make up for the lack of women there have been, but yeah, she looks fantastic and so great in this. So, I'm sorry here, scrolling through, having a little difficulty getting used to this. Okay, and then came the shot where I first about shat my pants. Mon Mothma. Wasn't even thinking about it, wasn't expecting it, but there she is, all around the little table. We're in A New Hope. They're watching the Death Star get closer. Oh, it's so cool. And you've got this the jacket on that almost looks more like Hoth stuff over to the guy on the side there, but clearly he's kind of like a general-esque character, so very excited about that. And then we get this guy, kind of roguish, I don't know, he may be a love interest or something, but he looks right. Even with his little packet of pills, looks like giant Gas X pills over there on his side. Some of you are probably too young to have any idea what Gas X is, but you'll learn one day probably. But yeah, that looks really cool. I mean, the costumes and everything, it really feels like vintage Star Wars. I shouldn't be surprised after Episode 7, but God, it's looking so good. And then her, this almost looks like it's something out of like a spy movie in the Middle East or something, because she's got the hood and everything, and there's that droid behind her. And he seems to be in a few shots around her, so I wonder if it's another a girl and her droid kind of play on a boy and his dog kind of thing, like we saw with Rey and BB-8, or, back in the day, Luke and R2, or even Anakin and R2. So, yeah, I mean, it just looks really neat and really mysterious in that fact. Then we get to this shot. Oh my God, vintage stormtroopers. How much more of a nerd boner could I have in that moment? Not much. Honestly, not much. And then she's kicking ass with sticks instead of lasers. So, I mean, I kind of like they're bringing, it's not just going to be pew, pew, pew kind of fighting, I mean, that is cool. But it is so good to see some vintage stormtroopers in here. And then when we move on to here, we got the other shot where she's moving. So it's cool. They have their short blasters. They have their long-range blasters. It just looks so good. And I don't know. I mean, is she on Tatooine? It looks very Tatooine-ish, does it not? I mean, it could be another one of those planets that's like Tatooine, but just kind of has some of that architecture, and it looks great. Oh, I'm so excited about it. And there we go, got another shot of her taking down some more stormtroopers, just kicking ass, smacking faces. I guess they want her alive because no one's really shooting at her, so there's probably something about wanting her alive. I'll buy that for now. We'll see how the movie goes. And oh yeah, here you go. She's finally got her a blaster and pointing out her blaster, and it looks Star Wars, man. It is Star Wars. Star Wars is so back in such a big bad way. God, I love it. I love it. Oh man. So then we move on to, I'm loving all these, now with the effects we can pull it off so much easier. All these they love to blow up stormtroopers and send them flying through the air, right? And you know what? I love watching it. Boom, right? She's saving somebody. I don't know who she's saving. It might be another one of the rebels. It might be how she starts building a team. I don't know, but that just looks so cool. So cool. And then, of course, we're back to another close-up shot of Mon Mothma. And yeah, she just looks so good. And the lighting looks really good. And now we have her. It looks like maybe a troop transport or maybe a prison transport. We get just a touch of the lens flare to keep that Abrams-ishness alive. I like it. I like it. I like they're not going overboard, but it looks very cool. She's clearly maybe somewhere she's not been before, not seen. If you look out the windows, it almost looks like she might be going on Yavin. That could almost be kind of jungly hills in the background. Not really sure. Very difficult to tell. Then we get to the next giant nerdgasm shot, Star Destroyer. And just already that was just killer all on its own, just having a Star Destroyer, right? I mean, that looked cool. But then you got this sudden reveal. You realized, wait a minute, at first I thought it was a wipe, but no, it is the shadow of a moon or whatever, revealing the Death Star behind it. And not just the Death Star, but the Death Star being built, the laser dish array actually being installed. I didn't know how much I wanted to see something like that until I saw something like that. And now my life will never be the same because that is amazing. So cool. And we got another one of this general guy. I'm assuming maybe a general. I don't know, but he looks right. He looks very Star Wars. So very excited about that. And then here we get, oh yeah, we get one of these shots. Oh, all the Rebel pilots and the vintage X-Wing outfits. Everybody just looks so good. And then off to the other side of the frame, you've got guys that look like kind of a cross between Hoth and Endor soldier uniforms, and the nice X-Wing in the background. Oh my God, coming out the hangar bay. Oh, it just looks so cool, guys. This looks so good, does it not? And now we get this guy, who I'm assuming is going to be our major baddie. I don't know anything about it. I don't know who he is or what he's supposed to be, but that is cool. Just instantly, you just get chills about, okay, yeah, this guy is somebody, and he is somebody to be reckoned with. Maybe it's the cape. I don't know. Capes just do it sometimes. And it looks like he's on a Death Star, I would assume. So, and I don't think it's supposed to be Tarkin. Yeah, it shouldn't be Tarkin, because Tarkin would be much older at this point. So, but that just looks awesome. It looks like they're looking over a planet in the background. And then this shot, man, like taking Rebel prisoners and more stormtroopers and the tank rider. And check out the driver of the tank back there in the fog. He looks pretty cool. You know, he's got almost a little bit of that Clone War stripes kind of thing going on, and a slight variation on the helmet. So that's very cool. I like that they're opening up the troopers, you know, and giving us more variants without it feeling like too forced. And then we get Forrest Whitaker, who should be pretty interesting. And he looks cool, man. You know, it's a cool costume and everything, so I'm excited. But then, you know, this we saw in the 11 seconds, the Shadow Troopers. And they've clearly blown some shit up and caused some shit, and it looks awesome. They are going to be creepy. I'm actually, of all things, I'm very excited to hear like what their theme music's going to be, because that is going to be cool, right? Oh, and then we get more Rebel prisoners being taken. You got yourself a Sand Trooper, and the one that reveals back there in the back has the red shoulder pad and everything, and just takes you back. And I like that it's like at a market, and they're, you know, moving them through, so maybe an ambush will come in to save these pilots. So kind of excited. Now we got like running. Here she is again with that droid I saw behind her before. For some reason, this kind of reminds me, it's like an Imperial subway station, which I think it might very well be. This is probably how they transport large distances across the Death Star or something. And it's reminding me of, I think it was the deleted scene. It's been a while, so I don't remember it being in the movie, but it kind of reminds me of the Escape from New York. And it was the deleted scene when they're running through the subway stations, but much cooler. And then you get this other shot over here of all these troopers just pouring out. Of course, the gorgeous white stormtrooper armors, but it looks like maybe some biker scouts and some sand color troopers, like their armor's kind of more olive or even more of a brown sandish color. So again, I'm very excited to see the various troopers we're going to get in here. Now this guy, man, you know, at first I was like, I don't know, they're going to have a kung fu kind of guy in there. But it looks awesome. And now, you know, I mean, that standoff. Again, these guys, they must be have been ordered to, you know, take alive. And check that out in the background. Didn't catch it until I'm looking at this. But there's a crashed X-Wing. So that's very interesting. And again, that's not Tatooine. I don't know where that's going to be. That may be a whole new planet, or it's a giant Tatooine city we've never seen. But very cool that he's letting himself get surrounded. And, you know, boom, right? He starts kicking ass with his like wooden sword, and maybe he's a Jedi, or has at least had latent Jedi powers, you know, because he looks like he can take care of business and knows what he's doing. And I like that idea that we're going to get a little kind of kung fu going on in this movie. It's sold. I've been sold on it. We get another shot of Shadow Troopers in action. Oh, they're going to be so cool. It looks kind of a tropical beach-like planet. So again, we are going to get some variation in planets. I like it. But, you know, it's not like just straight up, here's the snow planet, here's the desert planet, here's the jungle planet. It's, you know, it feels more like real worlds and real places we're going to. And now it looks like maybe an Imperial shuttle, some version of an Imperial shuttle. Not something we've really seen before. So this might be something the Rebels are actually destroying. And again, this jungle planet looks really beautiful. Maybe because I was just kind of down in a beach that was like this. But it's just giving me really good feelings. I like it. And then here's our badass villain again. Look at all that stormtrooper carnage. And is that maybe a big AT-AT leg? it's probably too big to be that. Maybe not. No, I guess that's about the right size. If I was watching the trailer, actually, right now, I could probably look and tell you, but that is just a gorgeous shot. Very reminiscent of the Force Awakens TIE fighters in front of the sunset shot for me. Just those color schemes again. But this, oh my God, right? Like, the Imperial guards catch your eye, but then you think, is that Darth Vader? Is that Darth Vader with a hood? I mean, that very well could be. Or, I mean, it could be the Emperor, although it looked like he moved a little fast for the Emperor, but because we know Vader's going to be in this, and we've heard he is brutal. We're finally going to see the Vader we all feared, so I'm very excited about that. But, oh, that striking image with just a little touch of red is so gorgeous. And we get another one of our main guys. You know, it almost looks like a Mandalorian chest plate a little bit. They probably aren't going that obvious, but he looks really badass, dude. I'm anxious to find out more about this guy. He also kind of looks like the drummer for this band that was playing every night out in Mexico. So I don't know, it's just kind of cool that way. But very cool looking. You know, more explosions, more pew pew. So I love it. I'm really anxious to find out more about this team. So maybe the next one we'll get more about this team. But oh my God, guys, now we get into some real money shot. The Rebels running out and all those AT-ATs, dude. All those AT-ATs just blasting away, you know, and then the big shot. I know there's like a radar dish off to the side, and there's a bunch of them, and then not many Rebels. And it just looks so good. Like, this is where technology, you know, people bitch about the prequels, and look, we can all have our stuff about the prequels, good or bad, but if Lucas hadn't done what he did to push digital technology, we wouldn't be getting stuff like this today. So if nothing else, you should be a little bit thankful for that, because that is gorgeous. And the laser blast and just, oh my God, right? And then the big final shot of the trailer. Oh, I mean, she looks great as an Imperial. I mean, I'm hoping she's undercover. She looks freaking awesome. I mean, really, that is just cool. So I'm anxious to see the mystery of what's going to happen, who's going to survive, you know? Will there be Rogue One sequels, you know? Oh, it's going to be so cool. So cool. So, I mean, what do you guys think, right? I mean, what did you get from these images? Did I miss something? What you got speculation? Let's talk. Like, I'm so excited about this. Can't believe we're getting new Star Wars every year. Do you like the upgrades? Anything you need me to change? Am I a little out of focus? Is the lighting really bad? I know I'm still working out color and all that stuff just to make interesting visuals for everybody. Sound need improvement? Let me know. Let's talk in the comments. God, Star Wars is so awesome. If you like this video, give me that thumbs up because, you know, it helps me out a little bit. But really, I love the subscribers. And like I said, I'm going to keep getting bigger and better. The more you guys subscribe, the bigger and better things you're going to get. So, oh, guys. All right. Whew, it's been a great one, and I'm excited for this, and I'm excited for more, and I can't wait. Bring on the next trailer. Star Wars is back, baby. Yeah. All right, later.